Hey, I'm Michael Janda. I'm here with Miriam Isaac, an awesome UX designer and the world's greatest paper wireframer. I've told her this on Instagram many times, but it's unbelievable. If you haven't followed her on Instagram, check her out and look at these paper wireframes that she's posted. They are insane. Oh, she's going to show some right there. Unbelievable, super talented. We're going to talk right now about the difference between UX and UI.
Okay, great. With pleasure, Michael. And of course, it's so great to be here. And oh, what a compliment. Best paper wireframer.
In the world. In the world.
That's it. 2019 goals achieved. We can now confidently go into 2020.
That's right.
I don't know what should we do in 2020 now.
I know. We got to accomplish something else.
Okay, so I think what I want to talk about with this one is actually that cartoon that is misquoted often. And there's basically this famous ketchup bottle scenario going on, which shows a ketchup bottle that's like kind of like upside down. I wish I had one, but I'll just show it with this Nurofen bottle.
Yes.
That's upside down, and that's showing that's UX, and then there's another one which showing that it's the classic Heinz glass one, which of course is like a classic unto itself, but you know, nowadays not so usable, and it's people write on that cartoon like this is UX because of course this way is squeezable, right, and it's more usable, and this is the aesthetic, you know, artistic Heinz bottle, and they say that's UX and that's UI. Yeah. Now, I really disagree with that.
Good. And Tell us why.
It's a huge common misconception that UI is not UX, and that actually UI is integral to the user experience. When we process external stimuli, color, shape, form, typography are all important parts of processing that. And when we separate that from the UX sciencey part, we're doing a huge disservice. A huge disservice to UI designers. And then also we end up, what happens in the cycle, and part of the cycle, what I've seen is sometimes people don't even hire UX designers. They just give wireframes to a UI designer, and the UI designer hasn't been part of the process, and they don't know what goes into the recipe, and they're just made to decorate this cake, which is actually full of the wrong ingredients. But they're like, no, just decorate it. It's fine.
Yes.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We've put salt instead of sugar, but no, don't worry. Just make it look good.
Yeah.
And what's done is huge. I was so glad to agree with you, Michael.
Yes, I do.
And I know you agree.
I know we're on the same page on this stuff.
we had like a story, and we were chatting on that story about this ketchup gang, and you were like, I'd love to hear your opinion, Miriam, and we never got to talk about it, but now we are.
Yeah. Yes.
And there's this UX law, you know, of course I'm going to talk about one of the UX laws called the aesthetic usability effect. This law states that the better a interface looks, then the higher the perception of usability. Now, some people might turn around and be like, oh, it's just perception, Miriam. Excuse-moi, perception is everything. That means that your product might not even be engaged with, even in the first place, if it doesn't look good. Because actually looking good is integral to the experience.
100%. UX is the umbrella, and UI is a piece inside of this umbrella. It's inside of UX. So UI, if you're a UI designer, you are a UX designer. There's no difference. There's not a UX designer and a UI designer. Now, UX designers can specialize in certain things. Like you might have a UX designer who's really good at research and testing. You might have somebody who's really good at wireframing and prototypes. You might have somebody who's really good at user interface design. But all of those things are part of user experience design or UX design. UX design is the global term. UI design and research and testing and prototyping and information architecture and all these other things are sub-disciplines inside of UX design.